But tessellating hexagons, I hear you cry. What happened to that policy that you may or may not have discussed on video about never doing N64 games because they're so overdone? Well, first of all, hello, I am Tessellating Hexagons, and second, this isn't an N64 game. This is Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Master Quest. Is it overdone? Probably, but, I mean, it's Master Quest! It's technically not Ocarina of Time, and it's technically not as overdone, even if only by a marginal amount. This game has been on my hit list for a while, but now I finally have a monitor and the capacity to record it while I'm at university, so Master Quest, and with any luck I should have some actual commentators to join me as my various sages, totally not ripping off Masayanella and Lucajin all in one fresh run. But yes, Master Quest, if you've never heard of it, what? It's like, not a harder version of the original, it's just a more obscure version of the original. Everything's the same apart from the dungeons, I think, a couple of other minor things. Basically, it's a ROM hack of Ocarina of Time, but official and done by interns. But that's enough rambling on my part as far as intros go. We have a game to begin, and so let's commence with the most overviewed cutscene in video game history, shall we? In the vast, deep forest of Hyrule, long have I served as the guardian spirit. I am known as the Toilet. I apologize for killing the mood immediately. The children of the forest, the Toilet, live here with me. Fuck it, everything's the Toilet. Each toilet has his or her own guardian fairy, and I can totally read. However, there is one boy who does not have a fairy. Oh my god, it's almost like we've never heard this story before. Yeah, the story's the same, it's just the dungeons are a bit different. That's about it. And this, by the way, I forgot to mention, I want to make this playthrough as 100% as possible, because I think I have 100%ed Ocarina of Time and or Master Quest, like, combined, but never all in the same file, I think. Mostly because I never bothered with the big Poe side quest, but if this is blind for you, then don't you worry your pretty little lovely person head about that. Or big if you're big and you're proud of your bigness, because that's also okay. I am digging myself into holes. Anyway, back to the story. Navi, Navi, where art thou? Come hither. Oh god, that sounded sensual. I apologize. Oh, Navi the fairy, listen to my words, the words of the Toilet. Dost thou sense it, the climate of evil descending upon this realm? Malevolent forces even now are mustering to attack our land of Hyrule. So long, the Toilet Forest, the source of life, has stood as a barrier deterring outsiders and maintaining the order of the world. But before this tremendous evil power, even my power is as power. It seems the time has come for the boy without a fairy or a toilet to begin his journey. The youth whose destiny it is to lead Hyrule to a path of justice and truth. This has turned into a game trailer. Navi, go now, find our young friend and guide him to me. I do not have much time left. Fly, Navi, fly, the fate of the forest. Nay, the world depends upon thee. I can't make up my mind whether I'm doing this seriously or as a joke. I mean, the game I'm doing seriously enough, but this narration, I don't normally narrate. Normally I just leave the text for you lovely people to read because I don't want to patronize you lovely people. Now, something you may or may not notice. I did kind of want to do the 3DS version of Master Quest, but I don't have 3DS capture software, so that's a thing that I kind of can't do. But some differences between the 3DS version of Master Quest, which is unlocked after beating regular Ocarina of Time on the 3DS. Differences between that and this: in Ocarina of Time Master Quest on the 3DS, the entire world is flipped left to right. I don't think that... Well, I'm fairly sure that's not the case in this version. And also, I think in the 3DS version you take double damage, but in this version you don't. And I'm not going to humour Navi's text because... Now, I'm probably going to get some sort of backlash from this, but I never actually minded Navi, although if it's not too much effort, I may edit a little thing so that she's not quite as annoying. We'll see how that goes. But I never minded Navi. Of course, in hindsight, I appreciated how they changed it when like, between this and Majora's Mask, because Tattle, instead of going, hey, listen, look, whatever, she just makes dinging noises, and I suppose I can appreciate people who didn't like Navi could prefer that because it's less annoying. Anyway, oh my god, I have not played this game in ages. Ocarina of Time was, I think, one of my first Zelda games. I think it was my first Zelda game, but I played it around the same time as I played Majora's Mask. Like, I played them both side by side because I was a child who didn't realise that there was a set order to the games. And oh my god, you have green hair, you're totally not going to be important later. Google to you too! That's also not an overused joke. And backflip! Hello. It's me. Sorry if you can hear my controller, by the way. But yes, I have a fairy. What if I could be my own fairy? Girl, you... rude. I don't know, but now I am a true toilet. And yes, the Great Toilet has summoned me. Yes, quite an honor, because Americans can't spell. Not doing that again. Also, you might notice that the A and B buttons at the top there are... yeah, they're GameCube colours, because this is a GameCube game, or rather a GameCube port that was then ROM-hacked by interns. And I've never known, can you actually see the rupees in these grass things? Because there are two things we need to do at the moment. Well, first of all, we need to go and find out what's going on with the Great Deku Tree. Or, I'm sorry, the toilet. But we won't be let in there because everyone and their grandmother knows. In this game, in order to get there, you need a sword and a shield. The shield costs 40 rupees. Tutorials! And the sword is... well, I mean, the sword you could just go and get it, but the shield costs 40 rupees, and so we need to grind up some rupees. Oh my god, the text is so slow, thank you. I would go in there, but I think there's a free 20 rupees in there. But can't I just pay with my earrings? 'Cause I got some earrings for Christmas from Europe's Gallo 8, and but they're rupee earrings, they look like rupees. And, like, I had a choice between green, blue, or red, and I went with red because they're worth the most. So I have two 20 rupee earrings, and you have yellow hair, you're totally not going to be an important later. I fell off the thing! I fell off the thing! Her name's Fado or Fado, and she's creepy as fuck. And because she doesn't look like a generic Kokiri, or toilet, or whatever, then that's how you know she's important, except plot twist, I will spoil nothing. Can you tell it's been a while since I've last commentated over a video game? Now, coming up on the left here, or, well, to the back, Lost Woods, through there. I went in there so much, like, during this opening section as a child, because as a child I was an absolute idiot and had no idea what to do, because I didn't know where the sword was, which is half the reason why I'm subconsciously going after it last, I suppose. Anyway, there's loads of stuff you can do in the forest that just arbitrarily get you money, so that's a thing you can do. But, I don't know, I'm just going after the shield first, because that's what I did as a child, even though it's so much easier and more profitable to just go for the sword first, so okay, fine. You see that bit in the bottom left corner of the map, that weird thing that kind of looks vaguely like a gun? That's actually where we're heading now, that's where the sword is. Child me never seemed to work this one out. But yes, the whole of L. Because I played the GameCube versions of, well, Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, I have never referred to it as Z targeting or Z targeting if you're American and can't spell. I've always referred to this as the whole of L and L targeting and all that. It's never been anything else to me. And so I was rather confused when I heard about Z targeting, so I thought, oh, I'll just press the Z button on my GameCube controller. And of course, the X, Y, and Z buttons on the GameCube controller are just mapped to the various C buttons for using items later. And also, the other half of the reason why I never got the sword as a child is that boulder, for some reason, scared the shit out of me as a child, and so I never wanted to come back here, because I didn't want to challenge this almighty rock. Why is the text so slow? I swear there's some way of speeding it up. I'll try to sort that out between episodes. But, yeah. So I think the main criticism that people have about this game, at least as far as a later dungeon is concerned, this equipment screen, you will learn to hate it. But for the moment, we've got our sword equipped, so now we can do swordy things. Yeah. Now, meatball of death, please don't squish me. Yes. And so this is kind of the big thing that I missed as a child, the whole not getting the sword and so being unable to progress. But when I did eventually work it out, it was pretty much smooth sailing from there, until a point later in the game that I'll bring up when it becomes relevant. But for now, we just need to grind up some more rupees, but I think... I'm gonna go and check in the shop if they actually do have that bonus red rupee, and if not, I'll cut back. Yeah, sure enough. Although apparently it's only 5 rupees. Don't know whether that's in this version or just in general. I don't know if it respawns if you walk back in or not. Well, I'm not going to try, because now that we have a sword, we can do swordy things, like cutting grass, except not that grass, because that grass has been taken, apparently. That grass is in a relationship, and it is not our position to interfere. Now, which house is it? It's not this one. No, that's... is it Saria? I did go through a phase as a child of thinking it was Sarah, like I misread it as S-A-I-R-A, and like, that's a weird way of spelling Sarah. But, is it this one? Yeah. For ages as a child, I never wanted to go in here because I thought by boss it meant, like, fighty-fighty boss. I didn't want to fighty-fighty. But, oh yes. As a child, I mispronounced the shit out of stuff in this game. I'll leave those chests closed in case we need them later. But, yeah, I mispronounced the self-proclaimed boss of the Kokiri as Mido rather than Mido, because as a child I didn't know that Japanese was a thing. Well, I kind of did. I mispronounced Kokiri as Kokairi, and so if I lapse back into that, that's just a thing you're going to have to live with. Mercifully, I never mispronounced Hyrule. No, I called it Hirule. No, it was always Hyrule to me. Don't get too attached to this shield. There are a lot of fire-based enemies in this game, especially in areas where you're going to have a wooden shield. And obviously fire and wood don't mix. Nope. You've swindled me out of enough money, thank you, good sir. Now we need to equip the stuff so that it'll let us through. And I am sorry if my commentary is dry as a bone today, because, I mean, it's like, it's 25 to 5, I've been busy doing stuff, but it is Tuesday, so I'm finally back into Let's Playing. It's the first LP of the year, and Mido, whatever, shut the fuck up, I have stuff, and this text is so slow! I will, good grief to you too, I'll try to fix this off screen if it can be fixed, but there we go. I'm sorry if I'm skipping through the text, but as I've said, Ocarina of Time as it is a really, really over-covered game as far as LPs go. So, we got a stick. Like, everyone and their grandmother knows about this game in some capacity or another, and so I gotta gloss over a lot of the text, but if it's important, I'll try to make it dramatic and then also shit all over it. But yes, we've returned, and so I need to put back on my sassy face voice thing. Cheese.
Oh, Navi, thou hast returned. Tess, welcome. Listen carefully to what I, the toilet, am about to tell thee. Thy slumber these past moons must have been restless and full of nightmares. As the servants of evil gain strength, a vile climate pervades the land and causes nightmares to those sensitive to it. Verily, I have felt none of it because I'm an arsehole. Tess, the time has come to test thy courage. I have been cursed. I need you to break the curse with your wisdom and courage, but not your power, because power's evil. Dost thou have courage enough to undertake this task?
YOLO.
Then enter, brave Tess, and thou too, Navi. Navi the fairy, thou must aid Tess. And Tess, when Navi speaks, use blah to listen well to her.
No. I'm happy for it, I'm gonna let you finish, but no. As I said though, I'm only hating on Navi because it's the cool thing to do. I've never actually minded, but anyway, I actually want to dequip my shield, but that's not a thing that you can do. At least not for the moment. So, if we lose the shield, we lose the shield. We only have it because you have to equip it by law in order to get this far in the game. Now, before I even came back up north, I did actually watch Masay and Ella's LP of Master Quest 3D, and so, just to remind me of how this game rolls, as it were, and that's totally not a reference to anything, but I've played this game before, and I've completed it before, so I know how it do. It's just a case of reminding me, okay, I should probably prepare for this, that, and the other. Like, if you leave that bat alive, and then it'll catch fire, if the conditions are right, then you'll lose your shield, and it's all kinds of not fun. But, of course, it's only so much use watching someone else's LP. Oh my god, Navi, I was just about to kill an enemy. If that thing spawns because you were being an arse, I will not. See, Navi, this is your fault. We could have killed that thing in one hit, and then you insisted on blabbing towards me. Oh, and there's another one. That's totally not foreshadowing of any kind. I've completely lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, so I was watching Missy and Ella's LP of it, and that's not a fat lot of help because she was doing the 3D version, so everything's arse backwards or bass backwards if you prefer. So that's like it'll give me a rough indication of what I need to look out for, but not a perfect example of, oh hey, go over here and do this because it's all backwards in it. If you're familiar with this dungeon, then you'd know that normally you'd need to clear out the first floor before heading to the second floor, but in this version, there's a reason why you have to come up here first. I don't remember exactly what it is, but there's a door down there you can't do anything with. That's a dickishly placed bat, because obviously we'll be turning this torch on at some point, and of course, because there's a bat sitting on top of it, it's gonna catch fire when you use the, like when you turn the torch on, and so then it'll become a fire keys, and then if that attacks you, it'll burn your shield, and then you won't have a shield, and you will be sad. So, come to think of it, because you're allowed to get up here so early, I don't think there's any reason to come up here apart from to get the dungeon of the item. Oh my fuck, Navi. You were not this bad in my childhood, I remember that much. We're approaching 20 minutes, but... There's going to be a lot of exposition in the next episode, so... whatever. Now, I believe this is a kill room. Like, it doesn't look like a kill room, but it is, and that includes this asshole here. So... Now, Deku Nuts supposedly are your best friend, certainly in Master Quest. This is totally just me parroting what Missy and Ella was saying, but... There we go, the eggs die in one hit unless you let them hatch. Supposedly they're really good at stunning enemies, like, they're one of the most underrated items in the Zelda games. I can agree with that, despite the fact that I've never actually made that much use of them myself. But it's whatever, I'll figure something out. Now, what's the most efficacious way of going about this room? Might as well just go over here and kill you in the face. Well, I don't think he actually died, well, didn't they could kill us on the way down? And that went well. Lucky that... Link, would you mind facing the right way, please? Lucky that you don't have to deal with double damage in this version. Oh, did you have to hatch? I nearly killed you on the way down. Now you can die. Now, did the other one... Oh, those other ones didn't hatch. I thought those other ones would have hatched because I got too close to them. They're a proximity-based kind of thing. And infinite hearts, the game will not always be this generous. Now, do you have to kill all the enemies to open the door, or to get a chest to spawn? Because there's a chest in here, and... Wow. Maximum rude. What? You jumped over me? Did you jump over me, you fuck? Well, that is especially rude. Well, now I just want you to hatch by proximity. Oh yeah, because of the TV that I'm playing this on, well, it's actually a monitor rather than a TV, because UK licensing laws for TVs and stuff. I've mentioned this before. Oh, so it was to open the door. Well, I did a good then. And that activates a chest as well. Well, what does the torch thing do then? But yeah, because I'm playing this on a computer monitor, I have no sound whatsoever. Like, there is no sound output on this monitor. So... that's going to happen a lot. I'm going to press B to go out the menu and then it'll ask me if I want to save. And no, I don't want to save, and Link, you're left-handed. And... Oh, so there are 2 chests in here. This is news to me. I keep forgetting my train of thought. Blah. Yeah, so I can't hear what's going on in the game. I could have the Elgato preview window thing playing sound, but it would be horribly out of sync because, like, there's a bit of a delay on it, and so I'd be hearing sound after it happens and it would just not be beneficial at all, but that's okay. I don't think there are any audio cues in this game that I need to worry about, and oh, that's how you get the dungeon of the item, and that's probably going to be a thing for this LP. Why is this text so slow? Well, one thing I did learn from Missy's LP is how to optimally use an item that we get later, so that's a good thing, but I don't know why I brought it up now, because we're not going to get that item for quite some time. But hopefully you can appreciate just how different this version of the game is compared to the original, in that not very. The 3DS version is more different and probably more challenging because of the double damage thing. But, yay, 5 rupees. Also, the 3DS version has better graphics, obviously, because this is just a port of the N64 version, but ROM hacked by interns. But yeah, the dungeons are different, and that— oh, nope, 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 nope. Keys. Blah. And... Can I? Huh, I did not think that would work. Well, I'm not quite ready to deal with down here just yet. Getting up on time, but there is stuff I have to cut out. So, I'm going to deal with the first floor, and then we'll do the basement in the next episode. Yeah, we'll do stuff in the basement next time. That totally doesn't sound creepy at all. Now, I think the switch we pressed at the top of the dungeon, yeah, it turns on all the torches. So you could just grab a Deku stick and then roll across that pit with the cobweb, and that will burn the way through instead of having to jump down. But you have to jump down in the original version of the game, so that's what I'm doing here. Bleh. But yes, it's the dungeons that are remixed and not much else besides. But because of how bullshit some of the puzzles are later, you'll come to appreciate why I and other members of the internet compare it to a ROM hack by interns. But I don't have any problems with that. I think it's refreshingly different. And is that what I think it is? Oh, it is! Huh. First gold Skulltula. Skulltula. A friend of mine in childhood referred to them as Scuttlers because he misread it, and then the name just sort of stuck. But Skulltula, well, whatever. They're a collectible. I don't know if I've ever 100%ed that in Master Quest because the Skulltulas are in different places compared to the original. But I don't know. Oh yeah, we needed the having several trains of thought at once here. We couldn't come in here earlier because we needed the slingshot and those giant Deku Babas. Okay. They are really easy to defeat if you use the Deku Nuts, but I don't know, I tend not to nut. Again, could have worded that better. Eye Switch, another thing you will learn to hate in this version of the game, because as I said, ROM hacks by interns. But we'll do this room and then call it an episode, and it's in this room in the original that you'd get the slingshot, but okay, I'm surprised that hit. I was all ready to say, oh wow, I didn't think, I'm surprised I thought that would hit in the first place. Now, I believe, if you can see, yep, there's a Skulltula up there, so I'd personally do this in the original anyway. Like, it's something that I felt so clever when I worked out that this was a thing you could do. Ignore that box in the middle, and then just jump straight to this side. And away with you. Because what you're supposed to do is jump on that box and then jump across to here, certainly in the original, because then in this box is the fairy slingshot. But then you'll discover that when you get over here, the box that you jumped across on has collapsed into the ground and can no longer be used. And so then you're supposed to realise, okay, I got the slingshot in here, what can I slingshot? Oh, there's a thing that Navi's telling me to look at, so I'll just ping that and then it'll fall down and you got a way to get back. And also, remember that for later, we can't do anything with that yet. But if you just jump across, no, if you do what I did, then the box is still intact on the way back, so you can just do that, and then you're fine. I think Link only fell short there because the ladder was there, I don't know, but the point is, that's a one-time deal. It's a clever little puzzle. So, I shall... Oh, I have to deal with you fuckers again. Yes, these eggs die in one hit as well, so... Now we have a means of taking those out from a distance. And can I get through without having to deal with you? In the original, these enemies don't even appear until the latter half of the game. And I use the term half very generously. But they appear a lot sooner in this version because Master Quest and ROM hacks by interns. Yeah. But I think this is a good place to call it an episode. There would be a Gold Skulltula here in the original. I'm not going to do this entire thing comparing to the original, but I have been and will continue to be Tessellating Hexagons, and in the next episode we will do questionable things in the basement. There may or may not be some S&M involved, by which I mean swords and fighting. See you next time.